Good evening, YouTube. My name is 3 down here. We got up on the bench today is a 400 amp power supply. I gotta label it and everything, but I thought I'd do a video on it right quick. We're about 98% done with it. Gotta put the top on it and put the bottom on it. But that's where we're at so far. These are 40 amp switches. 10 of them in here. 5 down inside, 5 down inside. It's set at 15.1 volts. It's got a voltmeter in the front, amp meter in the front, fan in the front. 400 amps worth of switch, which is the breaker and everything. It's a breaker, so you don't need a fuse. I'll show you on the side of it. Got a big healthy cord on it with a big healthy connector. It's a little twist lock kind. It's a 30 amp. But I'm pretty sure it'll hold well over that. Here's the underneath side of it. I think I might add some caps in it. Add a bank of caps right here. Go over to the hot in the ground. But this is just maybe I'm about 95% done with it then. But I wanted to show you a few things I've done to it. That's the shunt. And the way I put this shunt together, drilled a bunch of holes in the back of it and stuck the wires up in it. And then I took screws and shaved them down to where they barely pinch the wire, but not, you know, so don't pinch the wire in two. So it clamps up on the wire just enough where it don't break it and where it don't move around and come out. But they work pretty good. I soldered them before they went up in there. And then I crimped and soldered all this, the main connector off the hot. And it's a 3/16, so better solid ball under here. I got this just covering it up. This is hot too, but I didn't clear coated the hell out of it, so it kind of really ain't, don't nothing get to it. This just decorative, make it so you don't see the ball with the solder points in it, but it's under there. All your hots come up through the middle and run to that bus bar, and then all your grounds come up from the power supply up to here, straight to there. And this is it suspended. It's only this place to connect is back in the back. I put 2 screws in it there, and then put a big bolt in it there, and that's brass, or no, copper. And this in here I think is brass. This comes from Jigs, one of them battery feed through for like a drag car. And I got these nylon standoffs from rfjunk.com. Appreciate it. And got this timer from rfjunk.com, and then socket. And the way I got this thing hooked up, one wire comes out of the 220, comes through, goes all the way to the power supplies. And the power supplies are daisy chained together, one to the other, to the other, to the other. But like the one on this side, the 100, well, they're actually in the middle, so the one, you know, 220s broke up in 2 lines, two 110s. So one 110 goes in here, it goes all the way around. So you got white wire or black wire going all the way around every one of those power supplies, and it stops here. And so it's hooked up here on the black one, and then the white one hooks up over here on this side. So the white one stops over here on this bank on the other side and goes over here to this side. So it makes a complete loop all the way through all the power supplies. Well, then it comes down here to this switch. It's not plugged up so I can touch it. It comes down here to this switch, goes in here. Well, it goes in that switch here. Then it comes around, goes through here. So when you turn the switch on, this timer comes on. And when the timer comes on, 3 seconds it is, it's bleeding through this. So it's charging those power supplies up a little at a time through a 25 ohm resistor. And believe me, that's enough. It don't hardly get hot. So it just steps it up, so it counts down 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. Then this contact goes click, and all the power supplies come on with full voltage. But with meantime, when you turn the switch on, it's feeding through this, and then this is timing it down so this closes and gives it full voltage. So it's only 3 seconds. But instead of putting a big load with trying to get all these power supplies to start at one time and charge all the caps inside all the power supplies, which the power supplies has got right many caps in them. Here's a whole board here, and they already got caps in them. 3300 volt. Microfarad caps. This thing was bad when I got it. That's the way it happens. You can't complain too much. But anyways, so you got caps in these, and then you got 10 times 3 times 3300. So it's right many microfarads in there, but you can add more. And I'm gonna add some right here in this bank. Like I said, I'm not quite done with it. And the other way, I got this fan blowing in, so it blows in towards the back of the case, and then it comes out these holes right here, and it pressurizes this whole area, and then it blows out right here. And I gotta get a stainless steel screen to go across here. I've been thinking about, I'm hoping these holes are big enough. The galleyways on like a big block Chevrolet, they got these little screens that go in oil galleys, and I'm thinking they might fit in here. I don't know. It's been a while since I put them in a big block, but I think they're pretty good size. And I'll put them in here. They're pretty nice little popped out stainless steel mash screen. And I think they look pretty cool. I always did like putting them in the motors, but most time they put them in, they epoxy them in the oil galleys down the motor. I'm thinking about maybe putting them in there, either putting a piece of screen over top of it and putting a screw here, screw here, screw here, and a screw here to hold it in. Then you just go in here and take it off, clean it, or either blow it out, whatever you need to do. And I'm thinking about maybe putting this screen on the front of this one, maybe one of those that's got a screen on where you clean it, where all that particulate won't get through there, dust and stuff, but you'll keep everything out. But that's the way it is. Hold on, and I'll hook a power up to it, and we'll show it working. Alright, so you turn the switch on. Alright, it's counting down. It's running through this resistor. Now it clicked on. So it's 3 seconds. And now you got full power to the power supply. The voltage running. Which it deals, when it's bleeding through, it's still making power. but it ain't full power on it yet on the AC side. You turn it back off. Takes a minute to bleed down, just a second or so. But the way it comes on, you got to think about it. That's all it's doing when it's coming on. It's feeding through this. When you turn the switch on, the power's coming through, feeding through this resistor, only for 3 seconds. And this timer's telling it 1, 2, 3, and it clicks this on, then it's full power. I could have just made it where when I turned this switch on, it clicked that on, but you can run this off a little switch. It don't take this big of a switch to run it off of. But I like to put breakers in them. Kind of a little less wiring, because you ain't got a set of fuses to hook up, and I like breakers. So when you turn this on, alright, it's bleeding through that one. One of the 110 legs is bleeding, the other one's already hooked up. Then it clicks on, and you got full power. And there you go. Got this 400 amps, got a 1000 amp meter on it. That's a 1000 amp shunt. We ain't gonna be able to get anything any bigger than that in here because it's full. Completely full. Let me put this camera back up here. That's what it looks like with the top on it. Really needs some lights in here, but he's going to have it up on a table like this, a little higher, I think, and he'll be able to see them in the daylight, and he'll have a light at night. I was thinking about trying to put some lights in them meters, but it's a little harder than you think. But you turn it on, there it clicks on, it's ready to go now. Just 3-second delay. And it's got right good air blowing out the back of it, even though the bottom of the case ain't even on. Let's see if I can see that. See, it blows it away. Now there's 3 holes. And the bottom of the case ain't even on this line over there. But it's just sitting up against the table and it's losing a lot of air. Top ain't bolted on, but just one fan's all you need. I've done hooked it up to a load tester, but if you know anything about them load testers, it's not intermediate voltage you're putting on it. It'll go to about 420 amps before this breaker kicks out. So the breaker's doing the job. I think you can get more than that out of it before it drops down below 14 or I think maybe 13.8, 13.9. You get about 420 amps out of it before this breaker starts kicking. But I think it's around 14 volts. You can't really go by that meter. You can't really go by any meter. Some of them's off just a little bit. But my Unity of Yana says it's around 14 volts. The one on the meter says it's around about 13.9, 13.8, so that ain't much off. But then if you get up to about 420 amps, it clicks. It clicks the breaker. So the breaker's doing the job. It's not over what the power supply should do. So this is rated at 400 amps. It will put out 400 amps continuous until it burns my damn little it starts smoking after just a few minutes of the load tester. But there you go. I did put a clear coat on this. It didn't come clear coated. I still got to clear coat this. Hadn't put any coating on that yet. But they come just that old finished metal and it'll get dirty. I'm going to put a little clear coat over top of it. But there you go. One 400 amp power supply. I think it's done pretty neat. The only thing I got left to do, like it says, I add some capacitors in the bottom of it. And I don't have any of those big blue ones like Rainmaker uses. But I think I can take enough little ones and make a bank that will look pretty cool. It's going to sit right in this space here. Then let's do your hot leg there and then your ground leg. And that'll work. But there you go. There's the bare holes to it. And that's all thanks to Mr. Charles Hood for sending me that new punch set. Appreciate it, Charles Hood. You the bomb. I got a bunch of good friends. Mr. Fat Cat and Rainmaker. And you can't ask for no better people than them two. And Mr. Charles Hood. I kind of messed up on that hole right there a little bit. I cut a hole for another reason. But, hey. Players mess up. All the screws to the power supplies, I glued them with a little touch of Gorilla Glue. So if they was to back out, this thing's got to travel. And all the wires I put this nylon wire covering over. So that's real good stuff. We've had in drag cars and they'd rub up against metal, and this covering would actually rub a hole in the brake line. Believe it or not, this nylon would rub a hole through the steel braid line before it would rub through the nylon. Seems kind of funny, but I don't see how nylon would rub through steel. I thought steel would rub through nylon first, but it don't. Believe me. But there you go. So all I got left is put the screws in it, put the capacitor bank in it, maybe change this fan shroud and add something here for venting, and we'll be done with it. Alright, y'all have a good day. You know who it is. Later.